I can guarantee you growth on Spotify if you follow these 5 tips every single day. Now, these are not hard to do. There's no money involved whatsoever, but the more time you invest in these 5 things, I promise you, the more you will grow your audience. The first one is research, spending just 10 minutes a day on a break, on the toilet, wherever you want to be, researching what good quality content should look like that you can copy will make all of the difference. Then you just save the ideas into a file on your TikTok, on your Instagram, but you focus on clothes, framing, lighting, location, concepts, props, actions, hooks, all of these things you analyze. And this is where genius is in the attention to detail. You make a tick box, right? And that tick box is all the things we just discussed, and then you copy that piece of content as close as you possibly can. Now, I can already hear in the comments people going, "No, Damian, you're just copying stuff on social media. That's not very original." That's true. It's not, because you are copying the creative of somewhere else. But let me tell you this is not the time to be creative on socials. This is time for you to be creative as an artist with your music, with your brand. But when it comes to social momentum at the beginning, not down the line, this is the time to get momentum, okay? So if this was the gym, right? We go to the gym and I start looking around going, what do I feel like playing with today? Anyone who goes to the gym on a daily basis will just go, no, what are you doing? No, this is about routine. This is about repetition. This is about doing the same thing on a regular basis, not just having a go at some different stuff to see what you feel like. So things work for a reason. So the golden rule is, it's not about being original at the start, it's about being good. It's about seeing what works. So what we need to do is start figuring out what's working and then testing it in our own content, just copying it. Once we start getting that momentum and all of a sudden everything's working, you can be as original as you want because you've already passed that barrier of getting a bit of momentum. Number 2 is analyzing your data. Now, let me tell you how to do this properly, because to me, this is a cheat code. This is not about who watches your content. Is it male? Is it female? What are their ages? That isn't as important as when does that user fall off? Like, when are they watching the music with the content that keeps them going from a retention point of view? What hook did you put on that meant that content did better than the last piece of content? If there is a sharp drop off, why? Like, what was the bit that people didn't like? Was it something you did? Was it something you said? Was it the quality of the content? How does this piece of content stand up against other pieces of content? Now, I am talking about literally to the second. You can go in the back of your analytics on TikTok or Instagram. You can view your insights and it will show you where people are dropping off. It will show you where people are liking your content. It will show you all of the detail of that piece of content that you can figure out what worked and what didn't. And this is where you have to be absolutely brutal with your scrutinization and your analysis of what is working and what is not. Your job is to make the perfect piece of content over the next 3 to 6 months, because that's where you're going to start figuring out how to build the momentum. And again, once you get momentum, people look past these details. But at the beginning, people will drop off because they don't know enough about you. They don't know enough context or enough nuance about you. So at the beginning, what we've got to do is analyze every single bit of data that we have, and it isn't male versus female, it's what do people like and what do they don't, down to the second. Now, 99% of content creators are concentrating on luck. That's what's going in, or more importantly, what you are putting on content, rather than the information that's coming back to you. And that compounds the data, because if you put data out there, you don't know whether it's good data or bad data, but you can compound any data, no matter how good or how bad it is. So if you put a piece of content out there that doesn't do well, and it gives it to the wrong people, or it's watched by the wrong people, it starts to pick up those tricks, those data points, and it starts to use them. So we don't want to feed bad data. So this is the cheat code that everyone wants, by the way. Everybody wants the cheat code. This is it. Everybody wants the cheat code of where's the magic button. The magic button is spending 10, 20, 30 minutes a day in the back of your insights, figuring out how to get from that 3-second view duration to 4-second view duration, to go from 7% save rate to 10% save rate, from 10 to 20% like ratio, all of these details. What can you do in that piece of content? But the best bit about it, and why this is a cheat code, is because success doesn't just leave clues, it gives you the answers. But nobody wants to go into the back and look at the answers because it's really boring. Number 3 is the classic NST rule. Never stop testing. Your job is to find the win and then dig up the treasure. Once you've analyzed your data, your next job is to test everything. You test styles of content. You test what to do. You test what to say. You test where you are, what you're wearing. You test different parts of songs. Whereas what most artists do is they'll just use whatever's been put in the back of TikTok and they'll go, that's the bit I've been given, so I will just make 100 pieces of content featuring that piece of audio. Why? Why not just test different pieces of content? You can make original pieces of audio and save them in the back of TikTok. So why not test different parts of the song to see what works? Maybe you test the intro and the verse. Maybe you go straight into the verse. Maybe you test the chorus. Maybe you test halfway through verse 2 because there's a certain line that's going to resonate. Your job is to test everything. Now, how long you leave the content before the lyrics start is huge, because you leave 3 seconds or 4 seconds, you might be dragging out that watch time. So things like what your hook is, how you write your hook, whether you talk, whether you don't talk, whether you move, whether you sit. Everything is a micro detail, but the genius is in the attention to detail. So once you've done your analyzing, the next thing you do is test more things in order to go back and analyze what's working and what isn't. Number 4, go live on social media and ideally on TikTok. I've told you this before, but I have artists that are being paid to grow their audience on TikTok. They are making between $5,000 and $10,000 per month, and they are getting thousands of new followers per day, some of them, per live session. This is the ultimate hack if you can sing live and if you can talk to people. In other words, if you are an artist that can perform live and actually people will like, this is the cheat code number 2. This is where you can grow and get paid to grow. I can't see how long this is going to last, because to me, this is the ultimate magic bullet. But if you can go live on TikTok, you should be going live on TikTok for 2, 3, or 4 hours every single night. And I know people are going to say, it's a long time. And I'm like, yeah, but you're getting paid to build an audience. Like, if someone said to me, you can get paid to build audience, how long should I go live for? I'd be like, how long can I sing before my voice gives out? Like, how long can I sing before my neighbors turf me out and tell me to stop? Because it's the magic drawer where you pull the money out, you pull the drawer out and the money's in there. You take the money out, you close the drawer, you open the drawer. Money magically appears. How often are you going to open the drawer? 1,000,000 times until the money runs out. This is your magic drawer. And number 5, I want you to stop thinking about fans and start thinking about people who listen. A fan is someone who fantasizes over you. A mild obsession. Someone's going to try and break in your house and do stuff on your pillow. But, this is arrogance at the beginning of your music journey. And yes, we want to build into having fans. But when you have genuine fandom, we can progress at that point. Right now, these are people who like you. These are people who like your music. You can talk to them. They will not break in and do stuff, right? This mindset stops growth. If you are thinking of people as fans, what happens is you keep them at arm's length, because a fan is like, oh, that's great, it's a fan, but you're not inviting them into your house. It's a bit weird. Well, these aren't fans. They're not obsessed, but this is a way that you can communicate like you would with a friend. With a fan is so obsessed that you're not going to communicate in a friendly way. Whereas a friend, of course you are. You're going to talk to them. You're going to send them things. You're going to appreciate them in a very different way. A fan is someone who overly appreciates you, whereas a listener is someone you want to appreciate. You can see the slight difference. Now, don't forget, if you can get 100 people who genuinely like you and your music, that will help to trigger this data. In platforms like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, it's not about these millions of impressions that everyone seems after. It's about the ones who care. It's about the ones who listen. These are the gold. So we're not talking about fans. We're talking about listeners. And I want you to treat listeners with the respect and the friendliness that will make them come back. Because in your Spotify, in the back of your Spotify, it will tell you how many people are listening to your music multiple times. I.e., you put a song out and it'll say, people are listening to your song on average 2, 3, 4 times per listener. Well, why can't we grow that by building this fan base or building these listeners into fans over a period of time? Now, I'm going to level with you, and here's the truth, right? Most artists will not do these 5 things on a daily basis. They will keep chasing their virality instead of building momentum. They'll keep guessing instead of testing. They'll keep shouting into this void instead of having conversations. But if you do these 5 things every single day, 10 minutes each per day, no excuses, no shortcuts, I guarantee that you will grow your audience. I guarantee that you will grow your Spotify. You will improve and you will build something real, because consistency beats talent, but data beats opinions. Data beats everything. And therefore, your job is to follow the treasure map in order to find that treasure. And the artist who shows up every day with intention will always outpace the ones who show up when they feel inspired. Okay, so here's your challenge, right? 30 days from now, starting now, 5 habits, at least 10 minutes a day, more if you can, but one goal: to build your audience with clarity, purpose, and growth that you can see. If you follow this structure every day, little and often, I guarantee you will see results. And don't forget, if you need more support, come and work with me and my team for more stuff like this. But otherwise, good luck, and I'll see you on the next one.